Welcome to Storytime with Karen and Kevin. Today, I'll be reading from the subreddit r/storiesaboutkevin, where OP got a little more than she bargained for when she got married. My husband is wonderful in so many ways. He's an excellent provider, hard worker, honest to a fault, part of the Kevin problem. Will do anything and everything to help me and my family. He has his master's degree and is an Eagle Scout, but he is still a Kevin. Here are a few examples. I'm embarrassed to mention them. When we got married, we were in a vacation home with his parents and siblings. We were super young, 21 and 25, and had packed all of our stuff in his backpack. When we were about to leave, my husband was packing and found my pair of Spanx, girdle, whatever you want to call it, embarrassing looking beige undergarment I wore under my dress. I had rolled it up and put it in the bottom of his backpack because it was embarrassing. He brings it down to breakfast, shows it to everyone, and says, "Mom, are you sure these aren't yours?" And I am looking at him like, "What?" And his mom said, "No, I told you yesterday they weren't mine." So apparently, after the wedding, I hid the embarrassing underwear in the bottom of his backpack. He thought, "Oh, my mom must have put these in here." He asked his mom that day. She says no. Apparently, that is not good enough for him. He then brings them back to our room and puts them on the bed. I see them later, put them back in the backpack, thinking, I must have forgotten to do that earlier. So he pulls them out again and brandishes them at the breakfast table in front of his whole family. I almost died. I guess I should have pat myself on the back because he could never picture me wearing something like that. 2. He has started karate in the past year and is obsessed with it. My little sister and I have started a quote book of him talking about it. I also often record and take pictures of him demonstrating his forms and weapons. He has a very Dwight from The Office vibe. He will often come into the kitchen while I am cooking dinner and say things like, "Attack me," or "Try to see if you can punch me. I promise I won't hurt you." When I try for my next belt, you are supposed to demonstrate the new form. I don't do that. I do every single form, back to back. His karate teacher recently got a higher degree black belt, and now he's classified as Master. My husband has started referring to him in conversation as Master Smith. I asked him if he calls Master Smith that, and he said yes. I asked if his teacher asked him to call him Master, and he said no. I told him that is a very odd gesture and gives me a BDSM or slavery vibe, but he refuses to stop. It just kind of weirds me out as he is there with our kids and a lot of other kids calling another man Master Smith, while everyone else calls him Mr. Smith, but what do I know? Number 3, he is not very good about kids' clothes. Not meaning, oh, he can't match stuff or, oh, that shirt is on backwards. It is much worse than that. I am a nurse and I go to work before the kids get up. I am home when they get off the bus. My son gets off the bus one day wearing his little sister's sweatpants that she outgrew. Instead of wearing underwear, he had on a pair of basketball shorts underneath his skin-tight pedal pusher sweats. They were obviously girl-fitted and flared, sweater material, and stylish. The basketball shorts were bunched up and sticking out of the top of the stupid sweatpants. It looked very uncomfortable and ridiculous. My son could not care less about getting dressed. He literally grabs the first thing he sees. I take pictures of him and confront my husband with the evidence. His response is, "But what about all the days I got him to school wearing regular clothes? You never talk about that." Shaking my head. 4. The icing on the cake and the tipping point for me is last week when he took our daughter to Girl Scouts. I normally go with her, but I wasn't feeling well. Before they leave, my daughter calls up the stairs, "Mom, do I need to wear my Girl Scout skirt?" I yell back down, "No, just your vest." Mind you, it was cold, jacket weather. My husband has always been OCD about the kids wearing jackets. She comes home at the end of the night, all excited, clutching an award. It was their special Thanksgiving night and awards night, and talking all about it. She is wearing her white polo, Girl Scout vest, little blue beret hat, and white stockings. That's it. I ask my daughter where the rest of her clothes are, and she says, "Dad said it was okay." I confront my husband. He looks at me confused. "You told her she could wear that." I asked her to go upstairs and see if her outfit was okay, and you said yes. I thought it was a little strange, but you said it was okay. I told him, what I meant was, if she was wearing blue jeans from the day, she could keep wearing those. Not literally all she has to wear is her Girl Scout vest. Another time, he made gravy in the morning, not with flour, but with powdered sugar. A different time, I had marinated chicken strips and put them in a bowl in the fridge. He asked me if they were ready to eat, and I said, I don't know, I can't remember. He heated them up in the microwave and started eating them. And he had this disgusted look on his face, but he kept eating it. I walked over and looked, and it was raw chicken. To this day, he has a fear of chicken and will rarely eat it. I could go on and on. This kind of stuff happens all the time. Update. I just remembered. On our 12-year anniversary, he surprised me by making a nice dinner. Steak, asparagus, roasted potatoes, appetizers, you name it. He called me down to the kitchen because dinner was almost ready. We wait until the timer goes off. He opens up the oven. No smell at all. He cuts into the steak to show me. It's slightly browned from where he had seared it, but otherwise raw and cold. He had been in the kitchen over an hour at this point. I looked at him and asked if he followed a recipe. He said, yeah, on the package it said 170 degrees for medium rare, and went by the weight to determine the number of minutes. I tried to hide a stupid grin on my face as I explained to him that it needs to reach an internal temperature of 170 degrees to be medium rare, and that it's not a recipe on the package of raw meat, but rather a general guidance on how to not get food poisoning from bacteria. As he goes back to cooking, he sees me trying not to laugh while typing something on my phone. He says, get that grin off your face. Call your mom so I can hear it. Mom and I cackled and couldn't stop while I was telling her about it over the phone. I told my Kevin that it was the best anniversary present he could give me, a funny memory while he was doing something so sweet. You know, you can either be the kind of person that hates someone like that and just gets mad at them for constantly making mistakes, or you can enjoy them for who they are and love that they just have this sense of humor that they're probably not even aware of. And I mean, I know I would rather have that. And it kind of just makes every day a mystery. Like, what are you gonna do today? Is my kid gonna show up in, some gym shorts underneath his sister's sweatpants? You just never know. It's kind of the fun of it. That's all for today. Thank you so much for listening. We really appreciate it. If you like what we do and want to support us, please like this video and subscribe to our channel. You can also become a donor on Anchor FM. We'll see you next time. Bye.